What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again with the Orville Interactive Fan Experience. Now, I know this isn't really one of the most popular videos I do for my channel when I do coverage of this, but the work these guys do is so absolutely awesome, and that was one of the core tenets of my channel, is to bring attention to really cool things a lot of people might not know about, and hopefully get more people to play stuff like this. So this is 1.0.16 is what the update is, and it adds multiplayer combat, I should say. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at the multiplayer up here, but it adds in multiplayer combat, which the game didn't really have properly before. Like, he had shooting and stuff, he had multiplayer, but wasn't really proper combat. And a number of new things to the ship. So let's go ahead and we'll start on the combat training first, I guess, and then we'll go on to the ship and check that out and check out the things there. I won't hold you guys all over if you want to watch this. So it's pretty basic right now, but it comes with a number of different maps. It comes with single player, multiplayer, and you can enable bots. So basically you select your map up at the top, and there's a bunch of different maps. CTF Refinery, which is Capture the Flag, a night variant, Deathmatch for High Rise, Deathmatch on the Mothership, the USS Avalon, which is a heavy cruiser, the Mega Lounge, which is a new location. All these are pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and probably check out... well, no, let's not do the refinery. Let's do the high rise. I'll make it pretty crazy here. We're going to put 5 bots. It could get even crazier. I don't know what the max total bots is. Maybe I'll just let you keep going until your computer can't run anymore. But, yeah, with that being said, you just click play. It will spawn you in on the deathmatch. It spawns you in as a random character. On Capture the Flag, it'll spawn you in as Krill versus, oh my gosh, the Union. I couldn't remember what the group was on there. Oh, shot at from behind. Headshots do more damage, so they're good to get. Unfortunately, no way of healing or anything right now. So like I said, the combat's pretty basic. Oh, couldn't hit them to save my life. Ooh. Oh, there is ammo. Oh. I thought that might have been health, but it looks like it was ammo. I'm not sure if... Maybe there is health dispensers and I don't know about them then. I don't remember that being there. I wonder if they patched that in since last time I played. You stole my kill, Alan. Thanks, way to go. Would have helped if I killed him faster, I think, but hey. Alright, got a double kill, got some extra points as a result. Yeah, I don't know if there's anywhere to get health or not. Oh, dead. It'd be kind of nice if there was health. I feel like that would be a much bigger thing, but I guess somebody could, in theory, just like camp the health spot or the health generator, and it would make a big difference. I'm dying there because I can't heal. But yeah, this is a really awesome location. Oh. I was gonna try and stand to appreciate it for a second. You know, all these ships flying by. It's just massive, massive location. You got like particles in the air. This is a really, it's just a cool place. Like, if this was an MMO, this would make for like a great social hub here. Killed him by his legs. Headshots do seem to make a bit of a difference. Not a huge difference, but a bit. Oh gosh. Oh. Marvin stole my kill this time. Again, if I was shooting more accurately, it would probably have helped. Found a pretty good spot against the bots, it seems like. Oh gosh, if I can shoot them, it's a good spot against the bots. Wow. I'm out of ammo. Oh. So I'm in trouble here. Pinned down. Ow. Oh no, I have to hold it down. Oh, so maybe that is healthy. You have to hold down the F key. That I wasn't grabbing ammo because I was so distracted. Okay, so that's a match of deathmatch. So, I mean, as you can see, the bots aren't perfect. I mean, there's situations where they'll stand there and stare at you for a second sometimes. But generally speaking, they're pretty good. I mean, they got some kills on me. They got kills on each other for sure. And yeah, the capture the flag's pretty good. Kind of similar situation, obviously, except for you're taking flags back and forth to your bases. It's 3 flag capture the flag with flags on both sides. So that's pretty fun too. Maybe something we'll show off at a different time, but I want to try and keep this video a little bit shorter. So we're going to go ahead and spawn in on the Orville and show off a couple of the new features there. Now, I wasn't really planning to record this video, so I don't have the patch notes in front of me because I actually had tried to record this video before, but there's always screaming kids and stuff in the house, so it's so difficult to actually record as a result of that. So, you know, everybody was out, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect time to record a video. And yeah, I didn't really know I was going to record at the time. So we're going to go here. This is one of the new rooms. This is the medical recovery room. So a number of new rooms were added. I don't know if I'll hit them all up today, but try and get... So this is the medical recovery room. Just a basic, simple little medical room that was added off of the medical bay. Obviously, gameplay-wise, there isn't really much functional there. It's just, you know, it's a cool place to visit. You know, if you're doing like roleplay or something like that, it's probably a pretty cool place. But aside from that, yeah, not much else going on there. So we're going to go back into the teleporter. I don't think there's anything else really on Deck B to check out, so we're going to go to Deck C. So then we had some new classrooms. So the Deck C and I believe Deck D saw pretty extensive overhauls as far as layout and rooms and stuff. So obviously there's always been a classroom in the game, but now there is actually 5 kind of like school-related places. So you've got Classroom 1-1, which is kind of like an arts and crafts type of classroom, and there's a little room off to the side with extra supplies and stuff. So this is pretty cool detailing here. I mean, having all these classrooms. The Orville's kind of sort of a small ship, so I mean, it feels like a lot of classrooms dedicated to what I would imagine is kind of a smaller complement of children, but I guess if you have kids at, you know, varying different ages, maybe they find this easier or whatever for the crew. So this is the teacher's lounge. And that's actually not school. So this one threw me off a little bit because it's just the synthesized room, but there's actually another school room off to the back here. So if you go out down behind the schooling here, you go past Muska's, and you continue to the back of the ship. You gotta go all the way back, and I think I'm going to the front of the ship. I am going to the front of the ship, yes. Wait, no. Is it the front of the ship the school's at? Oh, it's, yeah, the class is at the front of the ship. Gosh, I get turned around in here sometimes still. Even having played this and having like walked this ship on this update a number of times, I still get turned around. Even with the mini-map. Okay, so anyways, you run up to the front of the ship here. And you've got a kindergarten / pre-kindergarten class here, which is pretty cool. I love this piano. The piano actually is interactable, and it plays a bunch of theme songs from different sci-fi shows. It's great. I love it. So if you guys are playing this, I'm not going to do it because I don't even want to risk the potential for a copyright strike that it might recognize those like brief, you know, momentary themes. I do recommend checking that out and just messing with it and see if you guys can recognize all the TV shows that they do themes for. But, you know, there's just a lot of cool assets in here, and it's not just... like, it's the way they reuse some of their props and assets. Like, they actually take the Orville model and they've turned it into a child's toy by putting a, you know, a handlebar and a bench and some springs and stuff on it. You've got the actual guns and stuff here for the Krill and the Union that have been turned into like plastic toy guns. Like one of their scanners is like a little plastic thing here too. So this is just, it's a really cool use of various assets and stuff. It's just, it's really neat. I like the attention to detail. It feels like, you know, a kid's school, or at least, you know, what kids, kid's school might look like on a spaceship. And I really like that. So then we'll go to Deck D. Now, as far as Deck D goes, there isn't any. I'm just debating if the best method to go here is teleport. There isn't any new rooms, but there's, well, not exactly. So there's new rooms, but there's nothing to show at first in those rooms. And I'm kind of being cryptic because I want to show this off to you. So there's this really, really cool new feature that they've put in to the game, which is one of my favorites. You know, it's something that, like I said, you know, if you're doing like role play and stuff on here, this is a really great feature. You know, this isn't technically a game. They can't call it a game because of the licensing and stuff. There, you know, there isn't actually a license to this that they have. I'm trying to figure out where I need to go because I don't know exactly where I need to go. Not claimed. Perfect. Okay, so you'll come across rooms on D-Deck that say something like not claimed, and not every room's going to have this. You're going to come across rooms that are just vacant or locked or whatever, say quarters. So like that one says quarters, but you need to find one on the D-Deck that says not claimed. And there's several of these around the deck, a pretty good number, enough for like a multiplayer crew or whatever. And you come up and you can click claim, and it says, do you want to claim these quarters? And you hit yes.
Hello there. I'm your very own personal assistant, here to guide you through quarters customization.
I thought I actually shut the tutorial off, but I guess I didn't.
Your own quarters can be
okay, so we're gonna mute him. I'll let him keep talking. I've already gone through this tutorial, so it's actually pretty cool what you can do. So you claim this room, and so now this room is my room. And it's really neat. If you actually come out here, you can customize the room from outside, and they don't get into this until a little bit later, but basically you get a number of options with the room. You can select the foundation at which the room is made, and there's actually 3 different options for rooms. You have the enlisted quarters, which is actually what's up now, so we'll check that out real quick, just the basic bare bones enlisted quarters, which consists of 2 rooms, presumably 2 bedrooms, and a bathroom, which is, you know, shared by a single crew, and then a smaller living space. So it's a pretty nice one. That actually, I think, makes for a pretty good like single person quarters, but that's just my own thoughts. You know, then they've got the single bedroom quarters. So this is actually designed for only holding, you know, like 1 crew member or whatever, single crew member's family. And this one I'm actually slightly less of a fan of. So you got like a single room here and a single room here, which the rooms are bigger. There's a little bit more space inside each individual room, but I feel like overall it's kind of a little less open. It feels a little bit more claustrophobic to me personally. Even though you've got the social space and you still got all the same amenities and everything in here, it just feels like there's less room overall. So personally, I like the enlisted quarters a little bit better over that one. And then you've got on the final one, the VIP quarters. So this would be, you know, for your captain, your officers, or your like diplomats and stuff, or your people that you're transporting. So this one is kind of similar to a combination of the other two. So you've got a much bigger living space over here than either of the other two. This hallway is still a little bit claustrophobic, but it's much larger, not quite as bad. And then you've got, you know, a much bigger living space. So this is arguably the best one right here, but it's kind of just depends on your own tastes and everything. The other thing is you got these shuttered windows, which if you're like right here next to one with windows might feel kind of weird, because you know there's no windows over here, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to, you can then clear the quarters if there's a bunch of stuff that you've laid down in there. You can unclaim them if you want to move to a different room, or somebody else needs to move in yours for some reason. You can also load and save files, which I had a set of quarters loaded up, which I was going to show you guys, but it looks like it got okay guys, we are back at the room here. So we don't have anything that we can load in, unfortunately, as far as design aesthetics. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and... did they change the button? They may have changed the button. No, that's B. I'm pushing the wrong button. So you basically get this cool little pad, which, oh man, this would be so cool as an actual gameplay feature. The Orville creators are doing their own game, by the way, called Starship Simulator. And it's going to be probably like this, except for more gameplay elements. It's going to be really cool. I know just by this guy's previous work, or their current work, I should say, that this is going to be really awesome. But anyways, you come in here and you open your little pad up and you've got all sorts of different things. And what's really cool is you even get like this. This Orville arcade is an unlockable thing. There's an achievement you can get in the game to unlock this arcade. And this is a functioning arcade. And you can come in and I could actually play on that. So you can actually put a working arcade, like a working mini game, in your room. And of course, you know, you have, you know, conventional decorations. You've got chairs that you can put in. There's all sorts of different chairs. Basically anything that they have on the prop or on the ship as a prop or as a chair, you can put in bridge chairs. You can even have a captain's chair in your room. So if you're sad because you can't be the captain and you want to live out those dreams, you can have captain's chairs in your room. Now, for some reason, the rotation doesn't seem to want to work. I don't know if they changed something with rotation. At least I'm pretty sure it could rotate before. I'm like 99% certain it could rotate, so I don't know why it's not rotating. Anyways, it doesn't necessarily matter too much. It's still really neat. You know, you've got a lot of different things. You got, you know, all sorts of room items, so chairs, things like that. You can do a classroom even. If you wanted your own classroom, you wanted to be like a teacher or maybe just like a desk because you have a student or something like that. You could do that. You have classroom items. You've got like a classroom or classroom like view screen that you could put up in here. You've got all sorts of stuff like that, which is really neat. Just a lot of different options. You've got beds, musical instruments, so you could put that piano that I was talking about in here. Yeah, and so that's really neat too. And I did kind of briefly mention this, but there is achievements as well. And sometimes those achievements will unlock some, you know, secret stuff for this. Sometimes they don't. You know, regardless of whether or not it does, you know, it's still really cool to have these achievements, and it's really awesome having this quarters customization. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. You know, and when this is, you know, just kind of exploring and touring the ship, even though there is, you know, some gameplay elements to this, stuff like that really brings it out, especially for like role players and stuff like that. It really makes it feel like you're part of the ship and part of the crew. And it really, I feel like, increases the immersion to an extent. With that being said, let's go ahead and continue our tour. So let's go back to our teleport. So then we've got some new security stations or contraband rooms that have been added into the ship. So basically there's been a number of new airlocks added, and then off these airlocks is contraband rooms that you can go into. So basically is, you know, new crew members or diplomats or other dignitaries and stuff like that come on board the ship. You know, they're going to be crossing these rooms, and they're going to check in with, you know, the security officer here, and they're going to, you know, any contraband they have is going to be locked up and put away. So you've got the visitor contraband room behind here, and all these, you know, doors open up, and, you know, their stuff would be locked in here. Now, I haven't found any Easter eggs in here, but the Orville team does love their Easter eggs, so I'm willing to bet that there's probably something hidden in a locker somewhere around the ship. Then you've got, you know, a briefing room, and then a officer in charge office, the OIC's office, and yeah, and then you've got a armory and EVA equipment room, so people who are leaving the ship could also come in here, and you know, there's the armory here, which is pretty standard, and then this is the new style EVA room, which they have with the spacesuits and everything. I'd really love it if you could actually come in here and like swap to the spacesuit model, because that's actually a player model that's in the game. So it'd be pretty cool to be able to come in here and just swap player models for the spacesuit. So that is really cool, and there's, like I said, there's a couple of those throughout the ship, which we'll probably check out some of the other ones here in a minute, but yeah, that was the port one. There's also one on the starboard side. And then there's one at the front of the ship, which is a little bit different of a layout, so we'll go ahead and check that one out. So kind of a similar setup in a sense here, but basically just a bit different of a layout. So you've got, in this one, you've got the bow of the ship, the front of the ship. You come here, your EVA room is actually separate. It's its own room. Then you come in here to the security office. That one's locked. Your OIC's office is right here. A little bit different setup there. You got a restroom. Why is there red lighting? That's weird. I don't know why there's red lighting there. That almost looks like emergency power or something. I wonder if that's just an accidental thing that got missed. Or it could be from the locked doors, I guess, maybe, potentially. I don't know. You've got your armory, and then you got your contraband center again. So, pretty similar setup, but slightly different. And then, yeah, you'd come out the bow of the ship, and then you'd be there, and then you just come out to the teleporters, the lifts, the elevators, and go off to wherever you need to go to. So what deck was that? That was F, right? Okay. So then G, quantum control's not new. There's a few new things here. So we're going to go to the biolabs. And we're going to go start in the biopsy surgery room. So the biolabs are new labs, which have been added in. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, they switched it. Oh, those buggers switched it. Gosh darn it. There used to be, in this biopsy lab, a spider on this bed being dissected. And they got rid of it because people probably hated the spiders. Gosh darn it. That was hilarious. And I was going to intentionally come here. I did that in a previous video. I don't know if I have the footage anymore. But yeah, there was a dead spider here, and people freaked out seeing the spider event video and stuff. It was great. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. It's actually really quite a pretty good model there. It's actually interesting. It's a little gray alien. But pretty cool labs here. Nothing really functional or anything to really special do or see here, at least currently. It's just another scientific lab. There's a spider inside of that thing there, kind of. But something else weird going on with it. Looks like they covered it up. There, you can actually see the spider a little bit more properly from the Halloween event. Pretty cool room though. You know, just scientific stuff going on. A lot of research. The entrance to the room is probably the coolest, which you have to go through like multiple airlocks basically because it's a hazmat environment. So you go in here into the initial section there, and you've got these biohazard warnings and everything. It's a kind of a unique location for a science lab because the science labs will not, I don't want to call them generic, aren't usually like super exciting or good. That's not good. That's not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, it's sensor control and stuff like that, but that's not where I want to be. So there's some other new stuff on this floor here, and check that out. Yeah, it's just because I'm so far away. Now you can see it's just, as I gotten closer, it swapped the actual model for performance reasons, but it's really funky. It's not really, I don't think, supposed to be too noticeable, but that was super noticeable. So you've got a gym, which is a new room. I'm not even going to go in there because you can see it from here, but basically that's what that is. None of that stuff's interactable, unfortunately, but kind of neat. They've added a basketball court, which... Whoa, what was... I don't know, that's not almost intentional. You can't pick up the basketball yet. I'm thinking that later on down the road, they're going to try and make this an interactable place where you can actually use the basketball and you can shoot hoops. Because that is something that they like to do. They like to put mini games and small activities and stuff around the ship. They did that with the Enterprise D on Stage 9. And they had like little shooting ranges and other activities you could do and things that you could do. Just kind of time-wasting stuff, but, you know, it could be pretty fun. So they've got that basketball court, and then if we go across here and we sprint across and sprint across and sprint across, which takes a hot second because it's a big ship, or bigger ship, I should say. You know, we've got a botany bay here, which I believe was in previously, but then you go down here, and you've got your tennis court. Which, again, nothing interactable here currently. This one would probably be a lot tougher to make it work, but they do have a scoreboard. which leads me to believe that there is probably a good chance that they would try to make this active too. I don't know. The basketball seems feasible. They haven't stated any plans, at least as far as I'm aware, to get this stuff working, but I just would expect that from the development team. And then soil analysis is a new room, but this is more of a generic science lab, a little less cool and exciting than the biohazard room. So then we're going to teleport once again, so that was to deck H. So we need to go down to deck I, it looks like. So we'll go to eSIM 1. So the eSIM has had a few different changes here to it. Basically, it's just different locations and stuff. So we'll do the Earth Lounge. So this is the new Earth Lounge. This is actually one of the multiplayer maps, which is why I wanted to show this one off. So this is a capture the flag or a deathmatch room, I do believe. And this is a little bit different, but basically those doors there and down there on each side open up. And there's a hallway, and then this layout is mirrored on the other side. And you have, you know, the flag, which is like up here. I think it's actually behind the counter. I could be wrong. It might be in front of the counter, but basically you come in here and you capture the flag, and then you gotta make it back and you either go, you know, up the stairs, get way up top, or go down on the bottom. It's pretty tough. There's narrow hallways and there's not a lot of cover, so this is a tough map to do capture the flag on. This one's a little less fair for the AI and definitely more heavily weighted towards players. Now, with that being said, if it was all human players, it might make a pretty big difference. And then, as you can see, our doorway disappeared. It automatically disappears now, so we're going to call it back up using the U key. And we're going to end the simulation. And we're going to load up the bowling alley. This one is an absolute blast. I love this bowling alley. They've put a lot of effort into this bowling alley, getting it to work and everything. Okay, so walk away from the door. It's gonna despawn. A lot of this stuff was already in the last build playable, I do believe. So, like the skee ball, for instance, was playable. So, you know, I come up and I had to remember what button to push. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Try to remember how to, try to remember how to, like, put it in front of me and inspect it or whatever. It's V. I always forget that it's V. I don't know why. V just does not come naturally to me on that. I don't know where that thing just got yeeted off to, but it's gone. I'm pretty bad at skee ball. I'm even worse at skee ball in real life, which is, well, okay, maybe not worse, but I'm not better. Normally I actually do better in the game than that, but not much better in real life. What are you doing? And of course the basketball, the power shot works too, which is part of the reason I think that they might actually do something with the basketball on the recreation deck. There we go. I haven't played this too much recently here, so I'm a little bit out of practice on like the throwing and how long I need to hold the charge up for to actually reasonably get this. Which is part of the issue with the skee balls. I was way overpowering some of them. You can actually, you know, there's an element to skill to this, and it's kind of weird. It's not like supernatural, but it's, you know, it's possible to actually do this. I mean, I was getting shots there for a minute, and you know, it's cool. It keeps track of your score. You can actually, if you have multiplayers, you know, or multiple players and stuff, you can actually come in and, you know, have everybody with their score and stuff like that. These arcade machines, like I said, they work, so that's really cool. The new feature, though, that they've added, before I get too distracted doing that, because it is fun. It's, you know, it's not like super in depth or anything. It's just kind of busy here. Or did they disable it? Oh no. they had enabled the bowling, and it seems like it's not working. And I don't know if they disabled it, because like I said, I haven't played this most recent patch here, so they've changed some things, and I didn't know about them. I didn't read the patch notes, and it looks like they may have disabled the bowling. That's really sad. The bowling was pretty buggy, but it was a lot of fun when it worked, because you can actually come in, start a new game, then you would add a player, and you type your name, and the screen would change to actually show the names, just like a real bowling alley would. And it would pop up your name and anybody else who's playing and the score and stuff, and then you could come in and pick up the bowling ball. And I always hit that middle mouse button when doing this. I don't know why, just something about that comes naturally to me. Then you could come in, throw the ball down and knock down some pins. And the pins were kind of janky, a little bit buggy, and I don't know why that bowling ball just fell. That was weird. Anyways, yeah, and that would change on the screen, and that would come and reset the pins and everything. It didn't always work properly, and the other issue is the balls sometimes didn't like to actually return back through the ball return. Was kind of janky, but it's still nonetheless really cool. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. We're going to end the simulation and go back into teleport. And go here. So I think this is the last new location we haven't shown off, is the plasma cells for the cannons, which is kind of a cool location. You got like this what looks to be like a focusing lens or something there. You got like a little iris shield there that's presumably, depending on how much weapon beam you want actually coming out, you're going to open that up or close it depending on that, and that's going to change potentially the intensity and everything too, as it focuses down. But you got that, and then you got this outer room here which has a glass that overlooks that room. There was one other room which is actually something I missed. I forgot that was a newer room. So there's this one, and then there's one that mirrors this in the ship. We're actually going to go to the other room too, which doesn't have really any crazy gameplay purposes or anything either, but that's this Dysonium injection bay, which I believe has something to do with the ship's engines or something. I'm not really sure though. This might be like a weapons bay too. Or like powers the weapons. I can't remember what this was supposed to be for. It's pretty cool looking. It's even cooler looking if, say, like the ship's power goes out, or the ship's on like night mode or something like that. So let's see here. Yeah, we'll shut the power off, and just that glow and everything here. Our flashlight automatically turns on because it is nighttime. But that's really cool looking. Alright guys, well, that is the Orville Interactive Experiences 0.16 update, and it's really awesome. I really dig it. It's coming farther and farther all the time. It's definitely a shame that they can't license this as a full game, that they can't afford to or don't want to risk it because it is a licensed thing, because they have so much potential for it. But with that being said, like I said, they are making their own game, Starship Simulator, and it's definitely worth checking that out. It's still very, very early on. It's nowhere near the levels that this is at yet, but they've got all the building blocks from this and their Star Trek project that they had done in the past, and they're using that to make their own project, and go somewhere with that and do something with that these other companies won't necessarily let them do. So check that out, guys. If these sci-fi things are your sort of thing, check out Messy Desk's Starship Simulator. I definitely, like I said, I just want to call attention to really cool projects, and these guys pour so much love and time and effort into this, and like the Star Trek project that they've just done for free of charge that you can go. So I mean, definitely, if we can support them, I think if that Starship Simulator is looking as good as they promise it's going to be, which I think it will, it's definitely something to support. Alright guys, take it easy. I will see you all in the next one.